Welcome back, everyone. I'm here with a new episode. Today, we are going to answer another viewer's question. And this one comes from a viewer who asks, what would happen if someone drank salty ocean water? So I've been collecting rainwater, boiling it, putting it in my water bottle, and drinking it for about 2 weeks now. Since there's no other source of water nearby, should I drink seawater instead? Can the human body survive on seawater, or should I stay away from seawater? I'll answer these questions and more in today's episode. First off, let me say this. It's great that you're rethinking ahead and trying to figure out your water situation before you get stranded. But I'm sorry to say it, friend. Drinking salty ocean water is not a good idea and could very well end your life. Now, I have done a few videos about how to survive in the ocean, so check those out. But today, we are talking specifically about how drinking seawater will affect your body. Let's get into it. So there are a lot of misconceptions about seawater. For one, many people think that since it comes from the ocean, which covers most of the earth, that it must be safe to drink. After all, if it kills people, why does it still exist? Well, I'm here to tell you that seawater will definitely kill you. It is just not good for humans to consume. The first thing you need to know about seawater is that it is full of salts and other minerals. There are also trace amounts of radioactive elements in it. Now, these elements are normally in very small doses, but they're still there. The main problem when it comes to drinking seawater is the salt. Seawater has a salinity of around 3.5%, meaning that for every liter of seawater, there are 35 grams of dissolved salts. Now, these salts are mostly sodium chloride, which makes up about 85% of the total salinity. The rest is made up of magnesium, calcium, potassium, and a whole host of other minerals and trace elements. When you drink seawater, the salt content floods your bloodstream. Your body immediately starts to react by trying to dilute the salt. To do this, your body uses water from your cells, which have a lower salt concentration than your blood. Water moves from an area of low salt concentration to an area of high salt concentration. This is called osmosis. As water leaves your cells to dilute the salt in your blood, your cells become dehydrated. Dehydrated cells cannot function properly and will begin to die. The next step in your body's reaction to drinking seawater is for it to try to flush out the excess salt through your kidneys. Unfortunately, the kidneys can only process about 40 grams of salt per day. Any excess salt will remain in your body and continue to draw water out of your cells. This means that for every liter of seawater you drink, your body will try to get rid of 35 grams of salt. Since seawater has about 35 grams of salt per liter, this means that your body will try to get rid of the exact amount of water that it took from your cells to dilute the salt in the first place. This means that you will be in a constant state of dehydration. If you continue to drink seawater, your body will eventually run out of water, and this is when you will die. Some people may be wondering, why don't the people who live near the ocean have problems drinking seawater? These people have adapted to their environment and have special bodies that can handle the high salt content of seawater. They also tend to live in places where there are other sources of fresh water, such as rain or rivers. Finally, they typically don't drink enough seawater to cause dehydration. Others might ask, can't I just boil the seawater to get rid of the salt? This is not a good idea. Boiling seawater will increase its salinity because it removes the water. As the water evaporates, the salt is left behind and becomes more concentrated. This means that if you boil seawater, it will actually be saltier than regular seawater. What if I mix in fresh water with the seawater? This might seem like a good idea, but it's not. If you mix in fresh water, it will lower the salinity of the water, but it won't get rid of the salt. The salt will still be there and it will still cause dehydration. Okay, so what about desalination plants? Isn't that just turning salty seawater into fresh water? Yes, desalination plants can turn seawater into fresh water. But they require a lot of energy and resources to operate. They are typically only used in emergency situations or by people who have access to a lot of energy. So what about those weird pills that promise you they can remove the salt from seawater? I couldn't find any evidence that these actually work. Please let me know if you have any information about them. But just based on what I've seen, I would not trust these pills to save my life. What about coconut water? I hear some people say that coconut water is sweet and doesn't have much salt, so it should be okay to drink, but this isn't quite true. Coconut water can be sweet, but it also has a lot of salt. If you are stranded in a survival situation, I would not recommend drinking coconut water. It's not worth the risk. If you're thirsty and you're stranded near the ocean, you may be tempted to drink seawater. Don't do it. Instead, look for other sources of fresh water. If you can't find any, then collect rainwater. It may not be much, but it's better than nothing. If you have no other choice but to drink seawater, then make sure to dilute it with fresh water if you have it. You can also try boiling it, but this is only a short-term solution. Just remember, no matter what, never give up hope. Even if you're stranded in the middle of the ocean with no water, there is always hope that you will be rescued. I want to thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. And I also want to thank all the members for supporting this channel. If you have any feedback or comments, please leave them below. And if you have any questions that you want answered in a future episode, please send them in. I'll be sure to get around to answering them all. Thanks again for watching, and stay safe out there.